Alright everybody, this is JV here. Just gonna do a little Tekken 7 Season 4 discussion for I guess everybody that tunes in and listens to and watches my vids and all that. Just say I appreciate all the subscribers, likes, views, all that. Just recently went over 600 subscribers within the last week or so. So I appreciate that greatly. Obviously last night during the Japanese discussion of all the fighting games, they showed us some Tekken 7 Season 4 announcements. We're just going to kind of run over those real quick when it comes to everything that's going on. Obviously, the balance sweep for all the characters. Personally, everybody knows how everybody feels about every character for Season 3. Season 3 is by far the most broken season out of all the seasons that Tekken has released. Within the last 3 years that it's been available on console. Obviously, Falcon Rom and Leroy need to get nerfed significantly still. They are still way too OP. A lot of beginners and advanced players alike all know this. It's no secret. Falcon Rom's hitboxes are still way too weird, and his attacks are way too strong. His combos are ridiculous. And with his inclusion in the game, everybody was excited. Everybody was very, obviously upset in some cases because they wanted Bruce. But when it comes to it, he is an extremely broken character, so broken that even the Pakistani tournament players have all banned him. So he is no longer banned or playable in tournaments until he gets nerfed by Namco. So, and that's not usually a good sign from Eris's point of view. Like I mentioned before, when a character gets banned from competitive play, it's usually almost the end of the game, because that means it's so broken and that the developers won't do anything about it. But hopefully New Balance will actually help and bring him down a notch, because he's a cool character. I like him. I don't play him because he's broken. And he feels a little stiff to me, but I've seen players use him and just be all over the place with him, which is pretty cool. I don't mind it, but he is a broken character just like Leroy is, and I love both of their designs. I think they're awesome. I think they're cool original characters, but he does need to get nerfed greatly. And a lot of characters need to get buffed as well. A couple come to mind, Miguel. I wish Armor King would get buffed a little bit. I feel like he needs to get some love because he is an awesome character. His design is amazing. I just feel like he needs, a few more grabs, some safer moves, just some love shown. But from what I've seen online, a lot of players still play him regardless of whether or not he's broken or not, just because of how cool he really is. And then obviously you got the Gigas. He needs it immensely. Eliza got some love last time, but I feel like she still needs it. She's still pretty cool. I like her, even if she's a 2D character. I still like her a lot. So pushing forward, obviously they're giving all the characters new moves as well. I'm not sure how many it's going to be, maybe one or two like they did last time. Some of the moves that were shown, it looked like Horon got a new hop kick, which, he kind of has gotten a lot of love already to begin with. A lot of nerfs or buffs that I don't think he needed. That makes him incredibly difficult to deal with, especially online, if the connection isn't that great. So. And another one, obviously, Paul Phoenix has got a new shoulder charge type move. He seems to be getting a lot of some decent moves. The shoulder charge is probably gonna be minus a buttload, but he's getting some new moves from what they've shown. Hopefully, the rest of these moves all these characters get are going to be beneficial to them, and hopefully make it to where the game is a little bit more balanced. Take some frames off of some characters, make Steve a little bit worse, because he's an amazing character. I wish I knew how to play him, because he is an awesome character to play as and everything like that, or to even watch. Just people just use him so effortlessly. So, all right, pushing forward, we got the new online ranking system, something called Tekken Prowess. From what it looks like, I'm gonna say it's gonna be like almost like a soft reset of some of these ranks. Possibly making everybody go down a certain rank, depending on how high you are with certain characters or whatever like that, and then kind of pushing your way back. And I'm assuming that's where the Tekken Prowess comes in, where how many points you accumulate after the Season 4 patch, which hopefully we get sooner. Then the fall 2020 release date that we saw for season 4 pass. I hope we get the patch a lot sooner than that, and then whatever characters or whatever they got dealing with afterwards, and the whole new Wi-Fi emblem as well, which is awesome because it shows 4 or 5 bars sometimes, and the moment the match starts it drops to 2 or 3 bars, which is quite frustrating because you're like, well, where'd this 4 or 5 bar go, and now you're over here dealing with this laggy stuff, and for whatever reason usually your opponent knows how to deal with dealing with that type of lag, and I'm connected, so I don't use Wi-Fi, never have used Wi-Fi, don't really intend on ever using Wi-Fi unless it's like crunch time, I guess, for me. But as far as I go, I'm not going to be using Wi-Fi. But luckily for us now, looks like we can pick and choose who it is that we actually fight. Since it actually showed the Wi-Fi symbol, so you can decline them. I'm hoping, this is me hoping, that these rage quitters start to get penalized for doing what they do, because as of recently, I've been getting a lot of rage quitters on there. Even during player matches, which is kind of weird because it's just a player matches. It's kind of like where you warm up to, go on rank possibly, or, just, having a good time because it's just rank. You play whoever it is that you get connected with at that point. I'm kind of hoping that they get punished more. That's like one thing Namco has not really been great with dealing with is the rage quitters and all that. Don't really care about the boosters, don't really mess around with them all that much, but you quit and you get like a warning saying, oh, you've been penalized, your disconnect rate is went up or to 2.0, but I've never met anybody higher than an 8.0, which I know is nonsense because I've seen people rage quit all the time and their connection rate is perfect. It doesn't have any disconnect rate or anything like that, so I think they need to adopt Capcom's way, and after a certain amount of rage quits, your ID gets banned for 24 hours. That's me personally. I like that idea. I think it's a great idea. I think he'll stop people from rage quitting because I don't have any Smurf accounts at all. I only have my account and then my wife's account on here. So it's, I have no Smurf accounts. I don't go around beating up lower ranks and all that stuff just because I'm bored with fighting people my own rank. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not doing that. So, I think that would stop the whole rage quitting thing. Hopefully, they fix that part, at least that aspect of it as well, because I know I'm getting tired of playing rage quitters and dealing with them as well. So, all right. The next thing that they showed was, which I wish they would have showed more, is a new character teased. Possibly female character on top of it looks like I'm not sure, like a tower of some sort. Everybody's saying Kunimitsu. I am praying it's Kunimitsu because she was actually one of the characters that I used most, especially in Tekken Tag 2, right next to Zafina. And I really hope she comes back. Her new redesign would be awesome for her. The only issue I'm having with this whole thing is I'm afraid that they're almost like teasing us about, oh, well, it's Kunimitsu, and then all of a sudden it's, Sekiro or Neo or whoever, whatever those characters are as well. Characters that I don't feel like need to be in a fighting game. I feel like that possibly might be a route that they go. And I'm hoping they don't. And if it is Kunimitsu, then I'm going to have just an issue with the fact that they probably have another guest character, which from the screenshots, a lot of people are kind of guessing is Kiryu, or I can't pronounce it, or I guess it's from the Yakuza games. I've never played the game, so I don't know anything about them. But everybody seems to be kind of hard up for him, and it does, from what I've seen before on reviews and stuff, it does kind of look like a fighting type game because he does know how to fight and everything. I don't know his storyline. I don't know what his whole fighting style is, but I'm worried at that aspect because at that point now we're pushing the game up to about 51 characters. 51 characters. I'm pretty sure we're either getting close to or have met the amount of characters that have been played, that were playable in Tekken Tag 2, which is ridiculous. That means everybody's got to learn the matchup of, say you only made one character, of 49 other characters. 49 other characters. That just seems a little absurd to me. A lot of people don't have that extra time. They just want to go on, play the game, and be done with it. Just have a good time. But learning the matchup of 49 other characters is ridiculous. That is too hard for some people, and especially some of the players that are like, just your general turn on the PlayStation, Xbox, PC, play a few matches and, hopefully win. Hopefully you don't get demolished the entire time. It becomes more like a chore and work than it does become, friendly to play and everything like that. So I understand the frustration for it. Granted, I've been playing Tekken since Tekken 3 since 1997 or 98, I believe. So my knowledge has kind of come from previous Tekkens, 3, 4, Tag, 5, 6, all of them. So, if this was my first Tekken, I would be overwhelmed. Personally, I would be overwhelmed with everything like that, but since I've come back from Tekken 3, I kind of know the generic characters from, my main king all the way up until now. And, you kind of just learn those characters that kind of pop up like Lars and Elisa in Tekken 6 and Bob. And you got Shaheen, Katarina, Claudio for Tekken 7. It's just some aspects. Obviously, the new gameplay with the whole bouncing mechanics and everything like that as well. The wall bounce and all that is kind of in rage arts and rage drives kind of brings in a new flavor to it. But, as far as you're now, that seems like a lot of characters, and personally, in my opinion, I'm hoping it's Kunimitsu. That's one of my characters, and that honestly will probably be my 5th and final character, as I've been having some trouble figuring out who my 5th one would be, and she's probably going to be it if that is indeed her. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm hoping it is. From what I've seen, it looks like it possibly could be her. Hopefully with a cool redesign as well, and some good customization stuff for her as well, as I like to customize my characters. As you all see my costumes and stuff in all my replays and all that. So other than that, it's pretty much all I had to talk about. Go down in the comments, who it is that you think it could be, who you think the guest character could be, what's your opinion on this whole new online aspect of it, the new moves, is Tekken 7 bloated, are they kind of adding stuff in here to just try to keep this game afloat right now, because as of right now, Tekken 7 Season 3 has been my least favorite season when it comes to Tekken. I'm not fond of it. I'm hoping Season 4 kind of puts that fire back in me, and to where I can actually play the game again and enjoy it again, instead of it just popping it in and be like, oh yeah, this is fun, cool, and then turning it off. I want to be what I did whenever it first came out in 2017. I want to be all for it. That's all I want to do. I want to just learn how to play this game again, and hopefully get better with all my characters that I chose to main and all that. So yeah, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button at the bottom, hit that bell to be notified whenever it is my new videos come out. These will probably be a new thing as well with these new discussion videos, everything as well. Hopefully, if everything goes well, I'll be able to start moving forward with some of my other plans for this channel. But I appreciate everything that y'all have done for my views, likes, subscriptions, everything that I appreciate it all. 600 might not seem a lot to some people, but 600 means a lot to me, and I appreciate every single one of the subscriptions and subscribers that I have. I appreciate it all, and any other comments, questions, or any of that, just hit me down at the bottom. I appreciate y'all. Later.